Yes, well, as we get older and older, I'm 77 right now. You can't live forever, you know. So if this procedure I'm going to have to clean the blood doesn't work, then I've got probably a few more months to make it before my kidneys shut down, you know. So that's kind of why I'm kind of going along with the interview at this time.
You're seeing that what you went through is just too important for people not to know about.
Yeah.
Can you just, can we start at the beginning with your military career and just walk through what exactly your experiences were?
Was drafted into the military.
What year would this be?
58. I went through the signal training course. And at that time, I went through the radio teletype course and also the cryptography course, crypto. My boss came to me and he said, how would you like to, make some extra money? So he's explained to me that he could put it through, would have to get a top secret White House Q clearance. After about 6 weeks, my security clearance came through. I was coming into the Army fresh off the farm, so I really didn't have much knowledge of anything, but my boss filled me in on Project Blue Book and what they had found so far. And I said to him, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be a judge of this type of thing. What's real, what's not? He said, well, we have to build the information as we go, and you'll see how this thing is working out. I couldn't tell anybody. In fact, I had to take a vow that I wouldn't tell anybody. A lot of it for 40 years. I was going to a grocery store. 2 guys in black suits come out of a black Lincoln town car and came over to see me. Mm-hmm. And they told me that I better not publish anything or talk to Linda about any more things. So at that time, I did, I stopped.
It's 1958, maybe the fall of 58. What happened after this?
If you remember, back in those days, they kind of declared it as a nothing,
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
they were telling the world all UFOs are misidentifications, hoaxes,
balloons,
psychological issues, whatever.
We have received and analyzed between 1,000 and 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources. Of this great mass of reports, we have been able adequately to explain the great bulk of them, explain them to our own satisfaction. We've been able to explain them as hoaxes, as erroneously identified friendly aircraft, as meteorological or electronic phenomena, or as light aberrations.
My boss came to me and he says, we've both got a new assignment. And he says, oh, I said, where are we going? Oh, he says, we're going to the Capitol. They called us in, went into the Oval Office. President Eisenhower was there and Nixon. And they said, we called the people in from MJ-12. They told us that the government had no jurisdiction over what they were doing. So he said, I want you and your boss to fly out there. I want you to give them a personal message. He says, I want you to tell them they have this coming week, to get into Washington and to report to me. And if they don't, I'm gonna get the First Army from Colorado, and we're gonna go over. We're gonna take the base over. I don't care what kind of classified material you got. We're gonna rip this thing apart.
Eisenhower was going to invade
Yes,
Area 51.
Yeah, with the First Army.
So you go out with your superior.
Yes.
You fly out. You land. What happens? Can you describe this whole process? What you saw?
It took us the 13 or 15 miles south to S4, and like different garage door openings. And in these garage door openings, they had like different saucer crafts. The very first one had the Roswell craft in.
Could they tell what the source of power was of this craft?
Yeah, it was like a reverse gravitational thing. I got the mathematical code for reversing gravity in a 3x5 card. Later on at S4, we viewed the autopsy film. And then the colonel said, what we've got in here is we're interviewing a gray alien.
You had to have a little bit of heart racing
Yes.
at that moment.
My boss was able to go in and had a partial interview with him.
So what did this gray alien look like? Could you describe him a little bit?
This one looked a little bit oriental.
Now, why were they bringing you out here at all, anyway, to see an alien? What was the point?
To go back and tell the president they actually had one.
So he did not know at this point
No.
if there was an alien at S4.
No.
Did you go directly to Washington after this?
Yes.
Or did you go somewhere else? How did they get, did you fly
We
regular airline?
flew
Or?
the commuter plane back to the air base and then took President Eisenhower's Lockheed Electra back to Washington. We met with him in the second story of the old OSS warehouse building, and Eisenhower and Nixon were there, and we told him about the alien and the whole situation. He appeared for the first time to be worried.
As you can see, under magnification, the creature's skin appears to be mesh-like. It's rather like that of a lizard.
Has there been any communication
From?
it to us?
Not sure. Possibly. We believe that it may use some form of thought projection. At least, that's what the men who've been close to it seem to think.
How long do we keep this to ourselves?
Well, there's no telling. We will determine that. Why?
I think mankind has the right to know about something as significant as this.
Well, yes, of course.
But we don't intend to keep this under wraps forever.
Right. Okay. Good, fine.